Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and in this video I want to take a closer look on two-shot Crusader pistol, and specifically explosive version with Cryo modification, because that's a really interesting combo. There is a couple of factors to test. I will talk a little bit more as we go over the testing. But just before we start, I would love to send my warm welcome to latest Patreon and supporter Sean Fiandaka. Welcome to Turtle's Army. Thank you. First thing I want to test is effectiveness of freezing from this Cryo mod on two-shot explosive compared to any other explosive Crusader pistol. Is two-shot improving that or not? Then that's first thing we want to test. And for that we'll be shooting Mitzi to see if there is a difference, and maybe let's start from anti-armor explosive. Then first let's see the effect from the single shot. Oh, by the way, in the Pip-Boy it will always say that it's 60% speed debuff regardless what you will be hit with. I don't know if I can check self debuff. Yeah. As you can see, movement speed minus 60%, and it doesn't matter if I shoot once or more, although in practice it's not so simple. Like, there seems to be difference. Therefore, let's do the test. And test will do, first you can see how fast Mitzi character can sidestep. Now we shoot once, and that's the speed almost unchanged. Now the two-shot explosive Crusader pistol, and let's see if single shot will be able to make a difference. Single shot. And yes, you can see it's slowing down Mitzi even from just a single shot. Therefore, from this simple test we know that two-shot actually can help with slowing down enemies compared to single shot Crusader pistol. That's a good news. Now, let's see how effective this weapon is on enemies. But here, important info drop for you. If you don't know how explosive effect and two-shot works in Fallout 76, then just a quick recap. Two-shot basically add 25% to your total damage of the weapon, and then divide that on two projectiles, what results in every single projectile doing 67.5% of the total damage that's listed in here. But here, explosions work differently. The impact damage is increased by 25% and then cut by half. The explosion damage is just increased by 25% and it's not cut by half. There's just two explosions of full power. If you are interested about perks I'm using, just a quick look on the setup. It's basically VATS Gunslinger build with criticals, and legendary perks are my usual setup I'm using for testing at this moment. There are some carry weight perk in here, but important is Grenadier to increase explosion radius in VATS, Demolition Expert to get those explosions maxed out. And let's go for testing. And again, we are starting with anti-armor explosive Crusader pistol. Those are the same modification. It's Cryo, everything is the same. The difference is only one is anti-armor explosive, the other one will be two-shot explosive. And we are going, of course, for the headshots. Let's see. That's just easy two-shot. Okay. And I freeze myself. That's the downside when we are using Grenadier. It's way easier to freeze ourselves. Okay, Doggo down, and this super mutant almost down from afar. Okay, he managed to heal. Stop healing. Right, let's shoot a couple more, and then we swap to two-shot explosive, and we'll see if there is any difference. Oh, this time it took 3 shots. Then it's not always this. Oh, we are in danger. Die, super mutant. Right, I survived. Let me heal. Don't want to accidentally die in here. That's not a part of testing. And one more. Okay, it's look like it's mostly 3 shots. This one died from 2, but it's look like it's mostly 3 shots. They're about surviving the second shot with this gun. Now we are swapping for the 2-shot. And of course, I don't have adrenaline perk equipped, therefore my damage is not changing during the combat. And I'm not using criticals at this moment. If you don't know, even if you use criticals, the damage from explosion will not be affected. That's the downside not everyone knows. Oh, that's actually a legendary. Oh, we almost put down a legendary in 2-shot. And I think I overfreeze myself. Okay. I wasn't able to move at all. Okay, it's really putting a punch on me. By the way, I'm not dying because it's a custom world and I choose a setting with reduced damage to myself. For I'm super tanky. Enemies are exactly the same as on the adventure. On this testing are not modified, but I gave myself 3 AP and reduced damage to myself. Then, otherwise I would die from those explosions most likely. Okay, that's a normal level 100. And he's dead in 2 shots and I'm totally frozen again. Okay, that's a big downside. It's freezing me like crazy. You really need to be far with those. I'm still getting hit by those explosions. Okay, if you really need area of effect in VATS with those explosions, it's good. But otherwise, it's like the amount of freeze to self. It's totally crazy. You see, I almost killed the doggo from quite far. And now I managed to kill myself. That was not planned. Okay, you know what? We'll do one more experiment. What will happen if I skip this grenadier? As we are inside. Will I lose any damage or not? As it does look like the radius from those explosions is quite decent, I would say. As you are able to see. I was killing myself rather easily. Okay, let me find some super mutant. Okay, there is one. Can we still kill him in 2 shots? That's important. Okay, where is he going? Mr. Super Mutant, wait. Yes, we still can. Okay, then maybe Grenadier not required. I still was able to hit myself with those explosions. Yeah, self-damage seems to be the biggest issue if you want to use it. But it's perfectly fine for freezing. And now I can be a little bit farther, but I'm freezing myself way too much. I think it's possible that it's bugging out a little bit when there are 2 explosions hitting me simultaneously. And I'm getting way more than 60% speed reduced. What was that? They detected me and they lost me in the same moment. Okay, this guy. Again, 2 shots and it was far enough I didn't freeze myself. Then it makes a difference and it's look like for this gun, Grenadier is not necessary unless you will be like on the event and shooting from afar and therefore hitting like entire group of enemies. As it's way safer if you don't have it. I'm still freezing myself, but not as much as it used to be. Oh, that's a legendary. Let's see the critical in VATS. Okay, it's not good enough. Not good enough. Yeah, legendary is not good enough. That custom word, this legendary drop doesn't matter. Critical on this guy. It's half of the health. And probably not even worth using criticals on them. Let's see how the standard shooting without VATS on the torso will work with that. 1, 2, 3, 4 shots. That's not too bad at all. And let's compare it to anti-armor. How many shots with anti-armor? 1, 2, 3. I think it will be the same in this case. Yeah, 4. It's look like about the same in case of just keep firing at them. Find one more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's go with 2-shot. We are back to 2-shot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's 4 as well, but you can see that I'm doing more damage. In case of anti-armor, it's almost equal 4 shots, and here he's almost dead after the 3rd shot. That's 1, 2, 3. Oh, this time he died after 3 shots. Yeah, it's definitely still more damage and a lot of freezing. And now, just to quickly conclude this comparison, 2-shot is definitely the winner. Way better freezing, higher damage. The only downside, higher damage to self as well, and higher freezing to self, basically freezing myself in place. But in the situation where you can keep a distance from enemies, I think it's an amazing gun. And even if you are not a gunslinger character, whatever your character is, if you will put your hand on this gun, it's awesome utility. Especially because it's using just 10mm rounds. It's not any special cryo cells, just 10mm rounds to freeze enemies really quickly. And of course the biggest downside, it's a legendary crafting, or how others like to call it, legendary gambling, because there is no way to craft it intentionally. You just need to get lucky. I was really unlucky on this custom world. It took me like 1000 crafts or so. Then that's crazy amount. I was getting every other prefix with explosive, just not a two-shot explosive. Then I was super unlucky. It was like 15 minutes or so continuous crafting to get this gun. Then yeah. And for comparison, like, I think anti-armor explosive that I was using here, it was my third craft. Then yeah, there is no rule. There is no rule, just pure luck. And that will be everything for this video. Let me know what you think about this gun. Did you ever had explosive Crusader pistol in your hand? And if yes, let me know your results. And now as always, thank you all for watching and see you all in the next one.